what is up everyone? Canadajin here, and today we have a very special interview. So if you like Harajuku Fashion and Lolita Fashion, then you definitely will want to stay until the end of this video because I had the opportunity to interview Mari, a fashion model in Japan specializing in Harajuku and Lolita fashion. And inside this exclusive interview, she shares her experiences and advice on what it's really like on the inside. But first, if you're interested in Harajuku fashion or Lolita fashion, then please smash that like button right now for the sushi gods of YouTube. Alright, so Nikki Kanjin here, and today I am joined by a very special guest. This person has a passion for fashion and was a former model in Japan who has been featured in various fashion magazines such as Kara. Mari, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your program.
So I'm curious, just for those who might not know about you, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and what you're doing now?
Yes, so my name is Mari and I'm from Ukraine. I was interested in Japanese culture, language, anime, and like that since like I was 5 years old or something.
5 years old, wow.
So yes, and I started watching anime, and then I got into Japanese culture. I wanted to learn the language. So eventually, when I finished high school, first I went to university in Ukraine to learn Japanese
Wow.
language. And when I graduated, I went to Japan and I entered the Tokyo Designer Gakuin. It's like designer
Wow.
college. But my specialty was not fashion. My specialty was like drawing, like illustration, character design, like graphic design, more on that side.
Okay.
Yes, and now I graduated the college and I'm living in Tokyo and I'm just working in a Japanese company.
Wow,
Yes.
that's great to hear. So very artistic, very creative. That's fantastic. And so I'm curious for yourself then, where did that initial passion come from? Like the kind of like the Lolita and Gothic fashion that you're known for?
Yes, I think so I always been into Japanese anime and manga and I wanted to become like anime character. I think like every person who
Okay.
watches anime wants to become like anime character, wants like to copy some of the characters. So I also did cosplay, but for me, cosplay was not enough because cosplay is just like copying,
Yeah.
identically copying the character, right? But I wanted to become a character myself. So
Wow.
I first I just picked up some details from, and of course, like anime characters
Yeah.
or Japanese characters are made from the Japanese fashion, so are influenced by Japanese culture, by Japanese fashion. So first, I was picking up just like small elements, like cute style, like different like bows, I don't know,
Okay.
accessories. And when I was a teenager, around maybe 12 or like 13 years old, I was digging the internet and I was finding more and more about real Japanese fashion, like different Japanese styles,
Yeah.
flows of fashion. And among that, I found Lolita fashion, which was like really appealing to me. And it was so beautiful the first time I saw
Oh, that's great.
yeah, some photos of I think like Harajuku girls and so on.
So I'm
So
curious for yourself then, like just going based off of that, what kind of drew you to the Lolita fashion in particular? Because there's so many fashion styles out there.
yes. So first I really like Sweet Lolita. So
Okay.
the most like known Lolita style, like the pink dress, the big like pink bow,
Gotcha.
all the accessories. So it was so cute, so like magical for me. So I think that's where my interest got from.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
yes, but right now I really like Lolita, and I like to try different styles, like depending on my mood and depending on the occasion.
Okay. So it's like a really creative outlet for you then.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
I like recently, I really love that Lolita fashion is evolving within years. So even if you can divide it in like big categories, you can still
Yeah.
like new addition, new ways of presenting yourself, like being born every year. So I think it's really great and inspiring.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because especially for the fashion style, you can really make it your own as well, which clearly
Yes.
you've done as well, which very nice outfit, by
Mm,
the way.
thank you.
And so I'm curious for yourself then, just kind of going off of that, you were a former model, you said, which is fantastic. I think a lot of people aspire to be a model in Japan. Um, I'm curious, how did you get into that industry?
Yes, so first I just loved, so I always loved fashion. I
Yeah.
loved dressing for myself. And one day there was an audition. So there was a brand called Drug Honey, which is more like a gothic punk brand.
Okay.
And they had a shop like in the Harajuku, and it's really, really famous brand. And one day they had an audition for the new model for so I think they're like a new model, and you could also design like your own clothes if you win the grand prize. And
Wow.
I didn't have any like serious modeling experience before, so I sure I won't pass, but I decided to give it a try, and I applied, and I won the first place.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you're like the
So
underdog in that competition. Wow.
yeah, I was so shocked, surprised, and happy at the same time. And I got to design my own piece of clothing, which got actually sold in the stores. It was like fantastic.
Wow, that must be very
And
exciting.
yeah, it was like a dream. And I'm so happy for the opportunity I was given. And I was modeling from Drug Honey
Okay.
for around 1 year.
1 year.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, right now because of COVID,
Yeah.
they got suspended. I think they
Uh,
are going to be renewed soon, but right now the brand is like suspended for some time. But until that, I was modeling for them, and because that model competition I entered the first, it was like sponsored by Kara, so it was a
okay.
collaboration between Kara and Drug Honey.
Wow.
And that is how I also got in touch with Kara editors. And
Okay.
I, yes, I got asked to model for several. So right now, Kara stopped issuing the magazine several
Mm.
years ago, but they have a web magazine which are also posting like all the new events and different like street shots,
All right. So it still
brand
continues
recognition.
on.
Yes, yes, it's a web version. So I got invited to model for some brands in their like monthly brand
Wow.
introduction issue kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, you could still find my photos if you go on Kara website and print like Kurono.Mari, which is my like model name.
Yeah, I actually
And
did that. It was so many
ah,
pictures. It's
thank you, thank
fantastic.
you, thank you. Yeah, and actually I was also invited to do some like reporter stuff.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there are also some of my articles on Kara. So I was also doing a reporter by going to fashion events and like interviewing some designers, some models. It was really, really fun.
Wow, that sounds
Yes.
fantastic. So that was all based off of that one first audition that you did.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It was like a miracle.
Then basically from there, kind of just like snowballed and you got more and more
Yes,
popular. Then
yes, 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 yes.
wow, that's fantastic to hear. I think you make a really good point too that even if you think you're like the underdog, even if you think like I'm just a beginner, what can I do? The fact that you tried and I think that's the most important thing is trying to start when, especially when you're starting out, trying is the most important thing.
Yes, exactly. I'm so happy I didn't give up at the start because until that competition, I think I saw some of the similar ones, like model competition, different
Yeah.
like design competitions. And I was like, oh, I don't have any experience. There are like people better than me. There are people that are more creative than me. And I just even didn't apply. So yeah, I'm really thankful for myself in the
Yeah.
past.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like just like kind of just putting yourself out there first and actually trying is the most important thing. I think that's a really good point that you made. And thank you for sharing
Yes.
that.
Thank
And
you.
So I'm also curious for yourself then, because you've been in the industry, what would like a typical day or a typical shoot be like when you were modeling?
So yes, actually the shoots were not really long. I was asked to come to a specific time to the studio,
Okay.
and also I was asked to put on my makeup before the shootings. So even though they of course had an official makeup artist,
Yeah.
I was I was asked to put the base makeup and like the base eyeliner, eyeshadow, and everything like that.
Okay.
And yeah, so then I came to the studio. I was first I was put on more makeup, like retouching my makeup and putting more like I think more flashy makeup, of course, for the
All right,
shooting.
gotcha.
Yes, and then I was made my hair done, and of course there are like some stylists. And usually for Kara, I had like 3 or 4. Usually it's not that many, like 3 or 4 clothes I need to wear. Um, and so the shootings lasted for maybe like 2 hours or 3 hours. It wasn't that long.
Oh wow. So three
And
hours for
for
the shooting then, right? I'm
yes,
curious though, like how about like for the hair and the makeup, like the preparation before the shoot, how long would that usually take?
I think that like, it's overall it's 3 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because they are professionals, actually the hair, even though my hair was done amazingly beautiful, the time that was taken for that was like 10 minutes. So it was like really, it's really fun because when I'm doing my hair
Yeah.
alone, it takes like 1 hour and I cannot do anything good.
Well, I gotta admit, say I have to say right now, like your hairstyle, your hair looks fantastic, on point.
Thank you. Actually, right now it's a week, so.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, so like you're saying, the shoot lasts for 2 or 3 hours. Then what would happen usually after that?
After that, so usually you can like go home, but every time I met with some other models
Yeah,
that were also taking part in the shoot. So during that shoot, I actually met a really good friend that
that's
is
great.
later became a really good friend. Yeah, I also like the atmosphere in the studio because, of course, everyone are professional, but still they're like eating snacks, making jokes. The whole atmosphere is really
Oh,
relaxed,
really? That's really great
and
to
it's
hear.
yes, and it's really nice to like because atmosphere is relaxed. You can
Yeah.
pose freely, you can more comfortable,
Okay.
and the environment is really good.
Well, that's really nice to hear because I know in some industries, like depending on the industry, like some models might be fighting or might be seeing other models as competition. But it sounds like in
Mhm.
your case, it's more like community based where everyone's working together.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's really great to hear. So so all of you kind of like support each other then.
yes, exactly. I think because like Harajuku fashion in total is more like a niche fashion,
Yeah.
and yeah, so the people who are doing the fashion magazines or doing any shoots are competitively less than normal uh,
Okay.
like fast fashion,
Yeah.
something like that. So we try to support each other to find like new ideas by talking with each other to, I don't know, to praise each
All
other like
right.
looks and everything like
Yeah,
that
guys,
because we
support
all
network.
share. Yeah, it's more
Uh,
like it's more like close to hobby than like a competitive job.
okay, I see. But still, that
Yeah.
community sounds fantastic. And I am curious though, like if you don't mind me asking, because I'm sure a lot of people have this question as well, but when you're doing shoots, when you're doing fashion shoots and that, what I'm not sure if you can tell me this, but what is like the kind of pay like?
It depends, of course. So as I'm not a professional model, the usual pay for the shoots was around from 20 to 30,000, which is in American dollars like 200, three hundred
Okay.
dollars per shoot, which is I think it's like normal or usual
Uh,
price. For some shoots were like free.
Oh, okay.
Of
So
course,
it's, yeah.
everything is decided beforehand. So some shoots were free, and it was even like fun for me. It was like I was even like I was happy to pay by myself actually to take part in them. So
Okay, I
yeah,
see. But yeah,
I
I think,
think
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
yeah, I think I was not doing it as like professional model because I was still a student at the time and I couldn't like do that regularly. But if you become like a talento, if you become like more famous,
Yeah.
more professional, then I think you can earn more and more. And of course, take part in like different
Oh, yeah.
maybe TV programs, YouTube channels, everything like that.
Oh, gotcha. But I think you, like you said yourself, usually you said a shoot lasts between 2 and 3 hours, and
Yes,
depending on it, you could get paid up to 20,000 to 30,000 yen for 3 hours
yes,
work. And I
yes,
think that that's really nice, especially if you're just getting started out too, or
yes.
if you're doing it like more on the side as a hobby or anything like
Mm,
that.
mm,
And plus, even though like for the cost, like for the pay, it might not be like super, super high, but
mm.
you get so much exposure from those shoots too, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
And so from that, you can get even more brand deals, more people can know about you. So I think that's a really good point as well.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm curious for yourself then, if someone is looking to get into the fashion industry in Japan, what kind of advice would you give them?
Uh, do you mean about like the Harajuku, the more subculture
Uh,
fashion industry, or
yeah,
the
well,
normal fashion?
well, for with the industry that you're currently in, and with the Harajuku kind of fashion industry.
I think for Harajuku, the kind of kind of fashion industry, sorry. As far as I know, you need to be active in social medias, and you need to have like connections. Of course, it's not like some money connections,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But the more you get exposed, the more even like the more photos you post, the more creative coordinates, the more like
Mhm.
passion you have, the more chances that you will get some offers and you will get some uh, how do you say like some chances to get
Oh, okay.
inside because even for the first model audition I told
Yeah.
you about, there was an interview and we were talking for around I think 15 or 20 minutes, and they were asking me about my passion, about what kind of
Yeah.
fashion I like, about how I live and everything like that. So it's not only about your looks, your body, I don't know, your the clothes you wear, but
Yeah.
it's more about what's inside you and how much you
Okay.
love the fashion. If it's about like Harajuku Lolita
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
So yeah, of course, have exposure and don't be afraid to try and don't be afraid to enter different competitions, even to write like on social medias. You can write to different
Yeah.
people. You can comment into the photos, follow each other, and eventually you can like broaden your friend list more and more. And
Yeah, I think that's some
I think
really
there
good
are
advice.
opportunities. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's some definitely really good advice, especially what I think really resonated with me is the fact that you said you should try over and over and over again because the more you try, the more chances you have at succeeding. And
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely agree with that mindset. And thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so, last thing that I want to do is a speed round. So for
Okay,
the speed round, just the first thing that kind of pops into your head, just say it out loud.
okay.
All right. Okay, let's take out my question list right here. All right. So, what is your favorite Japanese food?
um, Sushi with maguro.
that
Maguro.
that's a
Maguro.
good choice. That's a really good choice. I like that too. And who's your favorite singer?
Always Shota.
Oh, that's a good choice too. And favorite song?
Glitter Wish by Aoi Shota.
Ah, kind of figured. That's nice. That's nice. And favorite movie? I know so many to choose from, right?
Favorite movie? I really
Yeah.
liked Violet Evergarden, the movie version.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to go check that out. I haven't seen it yet, so thank you for
It's really
that.
good.
All right. And if you could be any animal, what would it be?
I would like to be a ferret. It's cute.
Ferret. Oh, that's a good reason. Yeah, ferrets are very cute. Cute but ferocious, I think.
Yes.
That's a good choice too. And last question. What's one thing that people might not know about you?
I don't eat eggs just because I don't like them.
Really?
Not yes, not any particular reason, no health reasons, just I don't like the taste and I
So
don't eat eggs.
so not even like omurice? That no?
Yes, not
Oh, wow.
omurice, no egg products like at all.
Okay, fair enough. Wait. So no egg products whatsoever? Wow.
I don't like my mayonnaise or something like that. I'm okay with
Okay.
pancakes.
Of course, because it's sweet, right?
Yes.
Just like the Lolita fashion style. I knew it. I knew it. I got you the little pose too. Yeah, very nice. All right. Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you
Mari,
too.
thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience and your advice. And for those who are looking to get to know more about you, where can they follow you at?
Um, Instagram. So for the fashion things, I usually post on my Instagram, which is Kurono.Mari. Um, I would love to have new followers, and of course, always feel free to say hi and write me an email.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your
Thank
time,
you so
and
much.
I hope you have a great night.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right, right, I'm so just gonna let me know in the stop. comment
Thanks.
section down below what your biggest takeaway is. And you know what is even more sweet than Lolita fashion? That's Japanese candy. And if you love fashion and sweets, then you will definitely want to check out Japan Candy Box. Now, they deliver exclusive Japanese snacks directly to your door no matter where you are in the world. So if you want to check them out and get free worldwide shipping, then just click on the link down below. And until next time everyone, stay waku waku.